Welcome everyone, welcome back to this tutorial. So today we are going to be dealing with current electricity. So please endeavor to like and subscribe to this channel to get more of the videos. Now, as we all know from our normal definition, we know that current is defined as the rate of flow of charges around a circuit. So we have been dealing with current. So in Ohm's law, we also know the definition of current. Now, but here we want to look at the fundamentals point in electricity. So we say that current will only flows along a metal wire when a battery or a source is connected. So it means that before we can have a flow of electricity, so there must be what? There must be connection with what? Along the metal and the when a battery or a source is connected. So this is the result of free mobile electron. So this free mobile electron, if the electron that can move, so this electron there will be transfer of this electron into a conductor and it will provide electricity. So in this case we have two things that we normally deal with. The first one is we have the first pole, we have positive pole and we have negative pole. So in this conventional current, it is indicated that an arrow is always drawn to show the direction of the current from the what? From the positive terminal to the negative terminal. So the current is flowing from the positive to the negative, while the electron move in the what? In the opposite direction of the conventional current along the circuit. So with this, we know that all the DC diagram, arrow is always placed on the wire to indicate the conventional current that flows from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So this is that about the fundamental law of electricity. It means that for electricity to be produced, there must be what? There must be two things. The first one is there must be a source or battery connected to it. And the other thing is that there must be free mobile electron. So it is this free mobile electron that we transfer into this conductor and produce electricity. So now we now have what we call brief velocity of electron. So if you consider a metallic wire, such as copper wire of cross-section area, through which a current is passing. So assume that we have n electrons per unit volume of this wire, and each electron carries a charge. So we can have this diagram. So this is just to show us how a current can pass through a what? Pass through use silent cylinder as an example. How current can pass through this thing. So the first thing we must know in this drift velocity is that so it is depending on the electric field in which it is occurring. So if the electric field in this cylinder is 0, the net velocity of this electron moving inside this will be also 0. As we all know that electrons, they are continually moving and colliding with each other and with the wall of the container. So, and this electron, we say we should have n numbers of electrons, because in olden days we know that from the definition of atom. So we always say atom can neither be created nor destroyed, but can be transformed from one form to another. But there has been a modification of this definition in which we know that even in atom, there are many particles that are comprises of atom. So, and this particle is, the typical example of this is electron. If you have a material like this, then if we broke this material, we can also break it again into where we cannot see the atom again. Even this, as we are breaking it, we are having different numbers of particles inside this material. So, and if we want to represent the number of all these electrons inside this cylinder, so we can just say that we have Ne. So that is the number of charge. Let's say we have millions number of charges, or we have billions of charges inside this material. So we just multiply it with the one number of electrons. Therefore, we say that Q, the charge inside this material, is equal to Ne. So, but if the electric field in this material is not equal to 0, then if it is not equal to 0, then we are going to have what? Diff velocity. And this, it will move in opposite direction with the direction of the electric field, like charge also. You know, we said that if we connect a terminal and it is moving from a positive terminal to a negative terminal, we said that what? The electron inside this thing will move in opposite direction with the conventional current. So likewise, the drift velocity. If there is electric field in this material, then it will move this velocity, this drift velocity will move in opposite direction with the direction of the electric field inside it. Now, if you consider we have a unit, in a unit seconds, all the electron within a distance meter to the left of the plane at B, you see, we say this is D, this is A, this is C, and this is B. So from here to here, we call it M, distance M between the two conductor. So the volume AV will flow per unit second. That is, the volume per second is equal to V over T, which is the same thing as volume per second is the same thing as, we know from the formula, volume is equal to area multiplied by length divided by time. So what can we have here? So if you have area times length all over time, we know that velocity is equal to distance all over time. If I substitute it here, it means volume per seconds will be equal to area AV. Let's say this one is equation 1. Because length all over time is velocity, then we substitute the value which is equal to that. So assume it contains n numbers of electrons. Then n of volume per seconds will be equal to NAV. So let's say this one is equation 2. And we also know that from our formula, the Q is equal to IT. Therefore, I is equal to the Q dt. So, which is the same thing as this one, which is the same thing as NAV with the charge, NAVE. So, therefore, the current produced inside this thing is equal to NAVE. Let's say this one is equation 3. I is the current, and we already know N, numbers of the electron, numbers of electron. Our A is the area, V is the drift velocity, and E is electron. So to find this thing out, to find the current, we apply this formula. I is equal to NAVE. So we have what we call current density. Current density is current per unit area. Current density that is J, we represent it as J, is equal to current per unit area. From this formula, we know that I is equal to, if you recall, that I is equal to N EVA. So if I divide everything by A here, I can have I over A to be equal to NEV. So which is the same thing as J. So therefore, J is equal to the current all over area, which is also equal to NEV. So this is the formula to find the what? The current density. Also, we can also find, if we recall from our formula, we know that, resistance is equal to, from Ohm's law, resistance is equal to rho L over A. This rho is resistivity, this is resistance length per unit area. So which is the same thing as this. If I make A a subject of formula here, A can be equal to rho L over R. From this, let's call this equation 4. From 4, J is equal to I, this is divided by area, then R will come up, R rho L. So we want to find, our aim is to find the current density in terms of the potential difference, and in terms of potential difference, and in terms of conductivity. So if we also recall that from V is equal to IR, so I can say that from V is equal to IR, and resistivity is equal to conductivity is equal to 1 over resistivity. Then from here, J can be equal to IR, which is the same thing as V, and 1 over E is the same thing as rho over L. So this is the formula to find what? To find the current density in terms of conductivity and length. So let's look at example. Where is V? So also, let's call this 5. We know that this is potential difference, and this is velocity, drift velocity. Let me indicate it, drift velocity, so that we not join it together. But this is potential difference. We know that E is equal to phi over L. So also J can be equal to E, let's call this equation 6. So this is the formula to find the what? To find the current density in terms of electric field. Current density is equal to J so Also, let's look at the resistance of a cylindrical conductor. For that, let's take an example. Calculate the magnitude Now, let's look at this example. The question says that calculate the magnitude of the drift velocity of a metallic wire of an area 1 millimeter square. The area of 1 millimeter square and which carry a current of 10 ampere. The current is equal to 10 ampere, passes through, and the number of electrons per unit volume is 10 raised to power 12. N is 10 raised to power 12. So of electron, 10 raised to power 12 electron. So we are now asked to find the what? To calculate the drift velocity. The drift velocity in the first question. Now, what are we going to do? From our formula, this is just a direct question. We know that I is equal to NEVA. To calculate our drift velocity, we are going to make V a subject of formula. Drift velocity will be equal to I over NEA. So, what is our current, which is given 10 multiplied by 10 divided by our n is 10 raised to power 12 electron multiplied by the number of electron is what? 1.6 times 10 raised to power minus 19. This is just a constant. Multiplied by 1 millimeter square. So to convert millimeter to meter, we know it is times 10 raised to power minus 3. Millimeter to meter. Now to meter square. So it will now be 1 times 10 raised to power minus 3 square. So then our drift velocity will be equal to if we press this correctly, we are going to have 6.25 times 10 raised to power minus 3 meter per second. So this is just the drift velocity. Now, also, sorry, from the question is supposed to be 10 raised to power 28. Also, we are asked to determine the current density. So the current density will just be I over A, which is equal to 10 divided by our area, which is the same thing as 1 times 10 raised to power minus 3 square, which is the same thing as 10 times, this is minus 6, if it come out, it will become 10 raised to power 6. Then our current density is equal to 10 raised to power 7 ampere. Now to calculate the third question says we should calculate the current density of copper if the potential difference and the distance of their separation is 200 volts and 2 millimeter. Now, the current density is equal to, from our formula, we know that this one is the conductivity, that is the conductivity, okay? And our E, if you recall, electric field is the same thing as electric potential all over D. So it means that our electric field is now equal to 200 divided by 2 millimeter is 2 times 10 raised to power minus 3. So, which is the same thing as the electric field is equal to what? Divided by 2 times 10 exponential minus 3. So our electric field is equal to 1 times 10 raised to power 6 volts per meter. Now to calculate our current density, we need to know the conductivity of what? The conductivity of copper. And the conductivity of copper is constant. So which is 1.6, 4.3, 1.6 times 10 raised to power minus 8. No. 4.78 exponential minus 8. The conductivity of copper should be 1.78 times 10 raised to power minus 8. If I did not make mistake, minus 8 per ohm per meter. Because we know that from resistivity, resistance is equal to rho L all over A. So to find the unit of this one, rho is equal to RA all over L. This is ohm meter. So now, and we say that the conductivity is equal to 1 all over resistivity, which is the same thing as per ohm per meter. So the unit for this would be per ohm meter. So now the current density in terms of copper will now be equal to what? E rho, which is the same thing as 1.78 times 10 raised to power minus 8 multiplied by E, 1 times 10 raised to power 6. Then the current density will be equal to what? 1.78 times 10 raised to power minus 2 ampere per meter. Ampere per meter squared. So this is the solution to this simple question. So in our next video, we are going to look at Ohm's law and how we can use Ohm's law to solve question. So if you have any question pertaining this aspect, you can subscribe to this channel, and as well type the question in the text button and send it. Thank you.